So much mess everywhere. Sometimes you just gotta pile the mess into a pile and deal with it after you've done being dealt with the other part of the mess. Oh my gosh, that didn't make any sense at all. It made sense in my head before I said it. Okay, pile that there. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. By now you guys know that, well, you probably already know that I went and kind of made a deal on a bunch of sportsters. So if you didn't think my shop was crowded before, you're definitely gonna think it's crowded now. And I already thought my shop was crowded, so I don't even know how I fit 2.5 more motorcycles in here, but I did. And apparently there's always room for motorcycles. So what I'm gonna do is make it so there's actually room to work in here, because right now it is just a crowded out mess and you guys probably can't really see it, but I'm gonna show you, and then I'm gonna get to work making some room in here so that I can actually work on this thing, and then, well, and then after I'm done working on that thing, I'll be able to start working on all of these other motorcycles that I have suddenly just acquired. I didn't think I'd be the owner of like 3 Sportsters, but I am, and I've got to do something with them. To begin with, I need to make so that there's room for them, well, at least room for me to walk around them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one and it is going to go over here, and then these 2 here I'm going to tuck up beside this bench, but this bench first needs to move over about a foot without taking the Yamaha off of it, because I don't want to take the Yamaha off of it. After that, I should be able to put my shovel head back over here where it belongs, and then I should have just enough room, or almost as much room as I had before. But as you can see, everything is just a big mess. It looks like a motorcycle bomb went off in my garage and left a bunch of shrapnel in the forms of motors and chassis and full motorcycles. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna make some room in this garage to actually get some work done, because right now I can barely even move. I've got like this little square of space to move around in, and other than that I can't get anywhere in my shop without climbing over motorcycles and parts and motors and everything else, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also not a great thing. Because you got to be able to work on the motorcycles you have, or else what's the point in having them? And it's even flooded over into the hallway of the house. There's parts, and the mini bike is in there, and a bunch of parts I need to go through that came with these Sportsters. So yeah, I'm gonna just get working in here, and we're gonna see how much space I can make in this crowded out garage. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna have to move this Sportster over to the corner there. Then I can move everything else. Yeah, so I've got a lot of moving of stuff to do, but we're gonna get it done because we have to. We have no choice but to do it. Fit so nicely together. Okay. We are like 1/10 of the way there. I don't know. I might be being optimistic. Sometimes it's hard to decide what you want tucked away and what you want accessible. Boy. Okay guys, so I think I've done pretty much what I want to do in here, but I do want to just show you guys what ended up coming with this Sportster deal. Take you guys into my hallway here, which has become an extension of my garage to some degree. So I did end up having to bring the mini bike in here, as you guys can see, but that's okay because I like bikes in the house. I feel like they kind of belong there. And then this wheel is something that came with the Sportster deal, and it's actually a nice dual disc, and it'll come in handy when I decide to do something with one of those iron heads. And then I got all kinds of gauges too that were there. So I've got like extra speedos, and then I've got like a whole bunch of these sealed roller bearings with some Sportster struts, fender struts, bunch of different foot pegs and things like that. So I got foot pegs, got some extra shocks, got an extra carburetor, which seems to be in not bad shape, so that'll be rebuilt and put on one of the bikes possibly. There's a spare headlight there. So that's that stuff. And then over here, some of the big twin parts. And so this is for offsetting your primary. And then this is a transmission plate to offset your transmission. So those are kind of handy depending on what you want to do. And then I got an extra starter here, which is also very useful when you got bikes with starters on them. It's always good to have extras of those. Another speedo gauge, a couple big twin rocker boxes, big twin Evo rocker boxes, a seat here, and then in this box is a couple extra oil buckets for the Sportsters, and then also a couple extra belts, which is also very handy to have around. I haven't checked to see if they'll fit for my shovel head or not yet. I'm hoping that they will. So that's it for the spare parts and stuff that came with the Sportsters, and then I'm going to show you guys just quickly the bikes themselves, except for the Evo's kind of tucked away, but I'll show you guys that as best I can. So this is the one iron head, and this one's definitely going to need a rebuild. As you guys can see, it's pretty rusty in there. This one was his registered bike that he had registered actually up until 2017 and was riding, and it needs some valve work. We'll have to look into that and see what kind of condition all this stuff's actually in, but this is actually a registerable chassis, which is nice. Some registration on your frames for sure. It saves a lot of extra steps in the process when it comes to getting a project on the road. This one's an 81 iron head. This one, I believe he said is late 70s. Okay, and then over here, tucked away now, is the Evo Sportster that came in the deal. And this one is supposed to be a good runner also, but it does not have any registration for the frame, but it's not that hard to get registration. Not too concerned about it. And then last but not least is this Springer front end. And then we've got our brake caliper on there. It's like an aftermarket brake caliper of some sort with a nice 21-inch laced wheel. So that'll definitely be going on one of the iron heads. So I'm excited about these projects. I'm really excited to do something with one of these iron heads. I've got ideas in my head, but this thing is priority. So got to get that thing done first, and then we'll be ready to start working on other stuff. And like always, if you like what you see, or if you just like me, or even if you don't like me but you like my bikes, then like this video, comment, subscribe, do all those things you guys do. And like always, my lovely YouTube people, I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace. I think everybody, if you have multiple bikes, almost everybody has that bike that they would rather be scratched above all of their other bikes. For me, that's my Dyna. It's just got a rattle can paint job.